Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about 2 main treatments for depression, along with 4 ways you can deal with the stress that comes along with mental illness. Alright guys, so there are 2 main treatments for depression. The first one is medication or antidepressant. Personally for me, I went to the doctor and while we were there we decided that medication would be the best way to go. We started out with a depression medication called citalopram. Now, citalopram has worked wonders for me night and day. Seriously, the first 6 weeks I took it, I had definitely some side effects. I was kind of dizzy and sleepy a lot. After 6 weeks, it really kicked in and I just felt myself again, which was amazing. Seriously, if your doctor says that medication would be the best option for you, just do it. It's not a sign of weakness, I promise. It's just like if someone had the cold, you'd go to the doctor and get medication. It's awesome. I can't say enough about it. So when you go to the doctor and you start talking about medication, the doctor's going to be considering many different things. So some of the things he will consider are your symptoms. So some medication will target certain symptoms, whether it be headaches or tiredness or you have anxiety or whatever it might be. He will take that into account along with the side effects of certain medications, especially if you are taking other medications at the same time. If any of your relatives have mental illness and they've had success with certain medications or they haven't had success with other medications, that will be taken into account as well. They will also take into account if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, although most antidepressants don't really have negative effects when it comes to that. I was pregnant while I was taking my medication and I'm also breastfeeding right now. I haven't seen any effect of that medication on that process and my baby's healthy and hasn't gotten sick from it. They'll also take into account other health problems you might have. We don't want any medication to mess up any other health conditions that you might have. And they will also talk about your insurance and the price of the medication just to make sure that you can afford whatever treatment it is that they give you, because that's kind of important. Yay for insurance. She decided to wake up. She wanted to say hi. We'll try to do this with her. So the process of medication can be long. It can be tough because certain medications might have tough side effects. You might have to start over and try a new medication, but be patient. It will work out and it's going to help. It really will. It might just take some time, which is unfortunate, but it will be so worth it, I promise. Also try to be consistent with your medication. If the doctor says take one every morning, take one every morning. Make sure you're taking the right dosage. Obviously, if you take too little or too much, it could have bad results, and nobody wants that. And last, oh, nice. And last but not least, do not stop taking the medication without your doctor's knowledge. Stopping the medication cold turkey is not good for your body. I start feeling really dizzy. It's just not good. So don't do that. I'm all for medication. It's awesome. Antidepressants are there to help you, not to make you feel weak or anything. Promise. All right, so number 2 is therapy, and specifically it's called cognitive behavioral therapy. So this works on the basis that how we think and how we interpret life's events affect how we feel and how we act. So specifically what you'd be doing in these therapy sessions is it would be an active, goal-oriented approach to problems, and you learn how to become your own therapist. So this would become more of a long-term solution, and it would be able to help you learn how to think more positively in a way that depression or anxiety or anything else would not come back to affect you, and if it did, you'd know how to handle it and get rid of it quickly. There are other therapy options. This is the main one, but of course you and your doctor will talk about what you need. Specifically for your case, you can always trust these doctors and these therapists. They're there to help you. You're going to be in a good environment. I only had 1 or 2 counseling sessions, helped me realize how I was thinking wrong, and it had a really big impact on who I was, how I thought, and how I would be able to combat the depression if and when it came back. So the next way that you can relieve stress is, come here, an ESA, or an emotional support animal. Now, this is Maggie. Hi, sweet girl. Come here. This is Maggie. She is my emotional support animal. She has been amazing. So when I first married Sam, I was in Florida with him, and he was working all day. And we were living with his parents, and they had 2 dogs. And it was right around the time when I started to feel the depression, but I didn't really know what it was. I noticed that being around those dogs helped me to calm down and feel less stress. So when we got back and I realized it was depression and I was at the doctor's, I asked if I could have an emotional support animal. And Maggie has been so good, huh? She's been so good. She's definitely helped us feel less stress. She's looking outside right now because there are other dogs out there. She loves to cuddle and she loves to play, and she's just so cute. So you have to get special paperwork from your doctor to get an ESA. If your apartment doesn't allow an emotional support animal, they can't legally, they legally cannot say no to an emotional support animal because it is like saying no to medication. So there are laws, the Fair Housing Act, if you want to look that up. We got Maggie at a shelter, which I'm all for. It can be a cat, it can be a dog, basically anything that will bring you comfort. Emotional support animals are an awesome, awesome solution. Right, Max? Yeah, I think so. All right, the next way to relieve stress is to work out. And I know it's not everyone's favorite. Believe me, I know I did not want to get up this morning and go to the gym, but it just makes you feel so good, especially in your mind. Not only does it decrease the chance of heart disease and those kinds of things, but it also sends good endorphins that will help you feel less stressed, help you feel happier. I know I always feel so rejuvenated after an exercise. And listen, it doesn't have to be like an hour-long, really intense workout. It can be half an hour. They say half an hour a day is perfect. Usually what I do is I go to the gym and I'll either ride the bike or walk on the treadmill, then I'll do some weights. You could even go for a walk outside, which is even better because you get the vitamin D, which is so good for mental illness. You could go to a class, you go swimming. Literally, the possibilities are endless. So exercise is so good for stress. Not only does it help mentally, but it just helps you feel confident. I always feel really good when I'm in my leggings and I look good. Another way to relieve stress is by healthy eating, which definitely goes hand in hand with exercise. So I have some examples of the food that I eat to help me be mentally and physically healthy. So yeah, here we go. So here I have strawberries, oranges, mangoes, apples, and some carrots, grapes, peppers, tomatoes. Just fruits and veggies are the best for helping your body have a good source of proteins and vitamins, which is so necessary to avoid getting sick and to be happy. Your body feels so much better when you eat healthy. This is some, they're called zoodles. They're made out of zucchini. They're zucchini noodles, and they act just like regular noodles. You can just fry them up and add some meat or other vegetables, some sauce. Good way to get your greens in. Nuts are awesome. They're a good source of healthy fats, and some protein. I love pistachios and almonds. I have some cheese here, good protein. I don't eat too much though because it does have some fat and salt in it, but every once in a while it's good. Then I have some sweet potato fries. It's probably healthier to make them yourself, but I'm all about that easy life, right? Juice, some good vitamin C. And then I like almond milk because regular milk makes me a little bit sick. And I find that this vanilla almond milk it tastes great with cereal or whatever you're eating with. My husband likes this lactose-free milk. It's still milk, but it's lactose-free, and it helps him feel good as well. I also use chicken and turkey, which are good sources of protein. I just have eaten all of it, so it's not out. All right, so wow, I look awful. Sorry, it's the end of the day and I have big bags under my eyes, but that's okay. Anywho, the last way to relieve stress is to socialize. And I know what some of you are thinking. Sometimes you just don't feel like socializing, and that's okay. You don't have to socialize all the time, but it is not very healthy to stay inside by yourself. It actually is proven that getting out and socializing with friends helps with your mental health. I am here with my friend Kaylee.
Hi.
We both have children and we just both need a little break and need to socialize sometimes. So I'm very grateful for her and how we can socialize, and we don't even have to be like doing something fancy. We could just do homework, or we
like tonight.
Yeah, like tonight. Or there's always food included because that's a staple. Mm-hmm. But it's so fun. So if you don't want to go over to a friend's house, that's fine. There are other ways you can socialize, like joining a club, volunteering. You can always Skype or FaceTime someone, just as long as it's outside of social media. While social media is really great, it is even better to socialize in person rather than being online. It's proven that it helps relieve stress, it helps you to be happy. You're more likely to laugh, which releases certain chemicals in the body that help you to feel happy and joyful. Stay tuned for some more videos every Friday. I will be doing a lot of videos on other ways to relieve stress, like minimalism and how to stay tidy and how to stay organized. Things like that. If you have any requests, let me know and I'll be glad to do those videos for you. Thanks for watching the video. If you will like and subscribe down below, that would be awesome. And comment down below any questions you might have about depression, or comment down below what the hardest part of staying positive is for you. Hope you have a good week. Bye. Emotional smart. Okay, so the last stress relieving your butt.